I think we've heard an exhaustive expression of Russia's position and of the position of the United States. Perhaps we'll all agree that the West is not declining, but we want to hear the European viewpoint of that. Mr. Mangold, so no decline for the West, no economy is going out of play or dwindling or withering or shrinking. But how would you describe the place of Europe, of the European Union, in the economic sense within the next 10 years?
So, I believe two remarks.
Yeah, microphone.
One is that I'm very grateful to Sergei Ivanov that he was using the example of the eagle showing to both sides, east and west. And I'm sure that this will continue to be so as well in 50 years and 100 years from now. The eagle will always have two looks on the east and on the west. And if just in a city as St. Petersburg, you should remember as well that it was Peter I who was very much looking west with a lot of activities, and it was not on the disadvantage of the country, because this was something which was bringing to Russia a lot of innovation technology at the time being. So I believe really that we have to combine both, and I'm happy with what you were saying, because I'm sure that we should be very proud about that East is characterized by a strong growth, because this is as well in our advantage. They can only grow in buying technology, innovation, and a lot of innovative products from us. So I believe we are living in a mixed economy, and this is good for both sides. And I don't believe that there is an artificial choice for Russia between East or West. Both is really continue to do so. As I am the only representative from the industry on this panel, let me make just a few remarks in answering your question where Russia should go and could go, and what is the actual description between the European position and the Russian position. I believe that, frankly, Europe is not doing enough to care about Russia, and as well, very often, Russia makes our life not so easy in the EU to have excellent conditions to do business in Russia. So I believe this is something where we should be very much concentrating about what could be changed. And President Medvedev this morning was talking about that change has happened in Russia. I agree completely with this. But the only question is, was the change enough? Couldn't it be better? Couldn't it be faster? This is, I believe, the key question. And I'm sure, from an industrial point of view, over the last 2-3 years, unfortunately, Russia was losing competitiveness in this world. If you are looking to the industrial sector, I believe this is one of the elements we should have in mind, and we should not live with it, but we should look for ways and means how to improve it. And there is room for improvement, because as well, mentioning the BRIC situation, Russia, as one of the BRIC countries, has an outstanding competitive advantage, because this is the only BRIC country with a lot of energy, with a lot of raw material, and with this gives to Russia an outstanding situation in the overall BRIC consideration. So I'm not happy, actually, to be very frank about between the relationship between EU and Russia. The summit between EU and Russia 2 weeks ago was not a success story. It could have been much better. Nothing has in reality been achieved. And this is, I believe, in a world which changes so fast, a pity, because there is another loss of time and of bringing both areas in this world together. I believe really that Russia cannot go further in a way by which it's only concentrating on its raw material and energy base. This is a deadlock situation. Russia needs to have a value chain orientated philosophy in doing business, and to take the raw materials in certainly as well in a vision to share this with other parts of this world, but to look how to manufacture a lot of these products which are coming off the soul of Russia. Why is Russia exporting to Germany 85% of its exports only in raw material and energy. This is still not acceptable. And I believe really Russia cannot continue to do so, because Russia cannot be a country as Saudi Arabia, as Qatar or Kuwait, with a strong raw material basis and exporting this, because you will never be able to feed 140 million people only on an energy raw material based economy. So the key challenge is about modernization. And that's why I'm very happy that President Medvedev is taking this so serious. And I believe really that there are a few points to be done between EU and Russia. And it's completely impossible that between the EU world and Russia, still today we have not free access of our citizens. It's a mess that we are forcing 5.6 million people a year to ask for visa in unbelievable negative procedures. This, I believe, is something which is completely unacceptable. I believe really that there are a lot of deliveries from the EU. The visa point, we should have as soon as possible a cooperation and partnership agreement. We should make a system by which we make our energy transport access more safe and secure. We should have much more open borders in the EU for your products, in steel, in agriculture, and a lot of other items. So I believe this is what we have to do. On your side, I believe the concentration to industry is a must. And otherwise, you will not be able to find a structure for the cities, for a manufacturing industrial base for the future. And you will see a lot of problems in the mono-cities, which are still today very much depending from industry and manufacturing, if you are not changing rapidly the competitiveness of this wonderful country, which is our host. I believe there are a few points. One is, finally, you should be decisive in a philosophy in bringing innovation and technology to Russia. Without import of technology and innovation, you will not be able to manage the value chain between raw material and manufactured products. First. Second, I believe that you should look forward in having finally a strong position of small and medium-sized companies. These are the backbone of an industrial world today, and these are as well the leaders of innovation. The leaders of innovation are not the big elephants, but the leader of innovation are the small, dynamic, strong, small companies who stand for innovation and technology. Finally, I believe really that, Sergei Ivanov, your country should make a very serious point in its privatization program. And you have now a unique opportunity with this program to bring together import of technology, import of innovation, small and medium-sized enterprises, together with privatization, and to combine all of this and take just not the big picture, but look forward in which way you cannot choose, let me say, 15, 20, 30 companies out of Russian technologies, for example, or others, to make out of this a success story and to make a win-win situation for everybody. If you would like to do this, I'm sure that Russia is coming back with its competitiveness, and the eagle will continue to look on both sides, east and west.